Yeah, we belong to a society where almost everybody sees the importance of education. We are in a society where people have the zeal, the passion to get themselves seated in classroom, listening to lectures because they believe that education is power in order to acquire some skills to enhance their profession, for them to go out there after graduation and they render the same services to the people out there in order to take care of their bills. And this has actually caught my attention that has school actually brought us more harm than good, or has school does us more good than harm? We must have heard about industrial revolution that happened in the 19th centuries, whereby intensive man labor was required to do some work in order to satisfy the society need. And of course, then men during that period were job hunters, since of course the employment were not that common. They become job hunters during that period. They get themselves employed at this various industries so that they can actually take care of their bills. Of course, they planted a seed of employment, of becoming workers in their heart, and that same seed has generated to what it is today. And of course, after then, the government brought in what we call school. They brought in what we call education system, whereby they wanted us to get ourselves seated in classroom to get the knowledge in order to become a specialty in a particular domain, for us to afterward render services to the society in terms of worker. The government actually brought the education system so that you and I can become good workers to work for the government or for the private sectors. And that is the most reason why most persons today they are attending school, because they want to be good workers. They want to earn a good salary after when they have graduated. And this particular thing becomes a captivity. It makes us live in mental cage, because most person thinks that when they are educated, they are totally free. With that education that they have, they can do whatever they wish to do. They have the freedom to do whatever they want to do. But I must tell you that the school system actually has made us to understand that, or has made a few persons to understand that when you go throughout the school system, you realize most persons are trained to become employees, to become workers in a society, rather than being employers to the society, rather than being a boss of their own. Most persons who have actually gone through school are actually what we call employees in a society today. Why? Because what the school system makes us to understand that all that we need to survive is becoming workers. All that we need to do is to get up, leave our home one day, we go to work, we work for somebody, and we come back home with a paycheck in order to take care of our base. And of course, it makes us go hungry. It makes us to strive more every day of our life, striving more in order to take care of our base. We become self-hungered. And I must tell you that when once you receive a paycheck as somebody of who you are, your brain definitely goes dead. When you receive a paycheck as an employee, a lot of things goes wrong. Why? Because what you are thinking on a particular dimension, because the school gave you that foundation as who you are to become an employee rather than becoming an employer. You can look in a society today, you will realize that most persons who are actually business owners, they are actually persons who had little, or they had little education. If you look around, the people who owns big company, who are paying tax into the government coffers, they are actually persons who have little education. And this same person, they are the one boasting the economic of any country. And yet the school still train us to become good employee, to work for people who are the employers. Now, you may ask me that if everybody becomes employees, if everybody become an employer, who will definitely do the work? It is very obvious that that is the question that nearly everybody will ask in the society. But the very answer I give to myself is, in the Western world, most of the work are being done by machine, and this is it can possibly be done in Africa, whereby we employ more machines to do the work. We remain at the top as a master. More job will be created, and of course, for machine to do the work rather than man. So if we are going to school thinking of becoming employer, I think that is enslavement. I think it's a kind of modern enslavement, whereby we must always think about the government coffers. We must always think about the government sector. We must always think about the private sector in order to render our services, while we go home with a little bit of check in our pocket. Then what will become of us? This is what I call a modern slave enslavement that many people are yet to realize. If you want to do so well, if you want to become a great person in society, then I think education will guide you, but education will not actually put you where you want to be.